Hello everyone, my name is Barry Fatal, and today I'm going to be showing you how to fill out a certificate of service. So first of all, if you don't know where to get the form from, you can get it from the Tribunal's Ontario website. The link will be in the description. You're going to scroll down, you're going to go Forms for Landlords, and you're going to just keep scrolling down until you get to Certificate of Service. Now you're going to click on that, it will automatically download. You want to open that file. Now with this, I typically recommend you fill it out by hand. However, if you're just going to fill it out with this, you'll be fine. Just a quick disclaimer, I am a realtor, I am not a lawyer or from the Landlord and Tenant Board. This is strictly for educational purposes only. Now for the file number, you're going to leave that empty if this is for the N4. However, if you're filling it out and you do have a filed number, you would enter that here. Moving on, just to clarify, this form will be filled out by the person that served or performed the service. So it's not necessarily always the landlord. So for example, if the landlord had someone else hand in the N4, that person that filed that actually gave it to the person that's being served would be the one to fill this out. With that being said, the person filling out a certificate of service would start off by filling in the address. So here would be unit number or apartment or suite or even basement. So if you're giving this to a basement, you would write basement. And then the street address would be the street number plus street name, city, town, and then postal code. Pretty straightforward. Then the person that did the serving would write this, and then on the date that they served it, so day, month, year, and then you would say what you served. So for example, if it's an N form, regardless of the N, it would be here, and then like notice of hearing or any other form, you would just kind of fill that out. Now it's on the turn of to the following persons. So for example, you go to the tenant, you go and you knock on the door and someone that's an adult opens up, but this isn't the tenant. You would check other, and then you would write that person's name. I did call the Landlord and Tenant Board to ask about this. First names are fine, and you would just check other. If the tenant was the one that opened up, or if you're serving this to a landlord, you would check that, and then you would write that person's name. And then if it's more than one tenant, you would just check that box. And then by the following method. So how did you serve it to this person? You would check the method you did. If it's something that's not listed here, I would write it here. Just make sure that, for example, if handing this to a tenant, that the tenant has agreed to be served like that. Some people, for example, will serve over text. If the tenant hasn't agreed to that, you can't do that. I definitely recommend you consult a legal professional when doing this, or the Landlord and Tenant Board. Moving on, you would check the box of the way you served that person, and then you would scroll down. So this signature area, if you are the landlord, you would fill out landlord. If you're the tenant, you'd fill out the tenant. If you are a legal representative, you have to be a legal representative, right? You have to be a lawyer with an LSUC. This isn't just anyone that represents them. No, this is a legal representative. You would check this box, and if you're unsure, you just go with other. Fill out your first name, last name, phone number. Sign this by hand. I've called them and asked about this, and they have confirmed it. You have to sign by hand, and finally date it when you sign it. With that said, with all of your real estate needs, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to help. My information is in the description, and I wish you all the best.